You're not going to believe what happened in that courtroom. A judge, known for ruling with an iron fist, decided to flex his power by humiliating a seasoned attorney right in front of a packed gallery. But in a twist nobody saw coming, that same attorney flipped the script so fast the judge didn't even realize what hit him. And by the time it was over, he was the one being led away in cuffs. Before we dive into the chaos that unfolded in those intense minutes, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And if you're into gripping, real-feeling stories like this, make sure you subscribe, because tomorrow's tale is just as wild. It all started when Jasmine Crockett walked into the courtroom with razor-sharp focus. She wasn't new to pressure. Years ago, she started her legal career as a public defender, fighting tooth and nail for those who had no one else in their corner. Then she made a name for herself as a prosecutor who never backed down. Today, she was taking on a giant, a well-connected construction mogul accused of rigging city contracts and siphoning off millions. She had the evidence. She had her witnesses. She was ready. But the second she stepped in, she felt the shift in the room. Judge Victor Langston was presiding. His reputation preceded him. Dominant, dismissive, with whispers of shady dealings clinging to his name like smoke. He ruled his courtroom like a battlefield general, and today he looked ready for war. Jasmine took her seat, the room buzzing with tension. Reporters filled the gallery, city officials lined the benches, and the defense team sat cocky and smug. Langston didn't even glance her way. Instead, he let the silence stretch, each second a deliberate show of dominance. Finally, he spoke, his voice a blade dipped in sarcasm. "Miss Crockett, I hope you brought more than paperwork and wishful thinking. I'm not in the mood for amateurs." The defense team chuckled, but Jasmine didn't flinch. "Your Honor, I'm here to present hard evidence of fraud that's cost this city millions. That seems worth your time." Langston leaned forward, eyes cold. "Fraud, huh? Bold talk for someone who looks like she's still trying to find the business end of the gavel." It stung, but Jasmine didn't bite. She calmly laid out the evidence. Bank statements, city invoices, emails tracing a path of bribes and overpayments. Langston cut her off mid-sentence, sneering. "I've read better fiction and dime store novels. You think this is enough to drag a man's name through the mud?" Jasmine responded evenly. "This isn't about names. It's about facts, like the payments that coincide with project approvals you personally signed off on." The room tensed. The smirk on Langston's face vanished, replaced by a hard glare. "Careful, Miss Crockett. That sounds dangerously close to an accusation." Her eyes locked on his. Not accusing, just asking why your name's on documents tied to embezzled funds. The gavel slammed down hard, cracking through the tension. "Enough. This theory of yours is dead on arrival." But Jasmine wasn't done. She pulled a transcript from her case file and placed it in front of the court. "Then maybe you can explain this. A whistleblower from the defendant's company claims you personally approved budget overages." Under oath. Langston stiffened. "Hearsay. Inadmissible. Not when there's a recording to back it up," she countered, reaching for a small device. "With the court's permission, I'd like to play it." Langston's face hardened. "You're out of line." But she pressed the button. His voice filled the courtroom. "Make it quick. I want this buried before she gets wind of it." The room erupted. Shock rippled through the gallery. Reporters scrambled, defense attorneys squirmed. Jasmine remained still, watching him unravel. Langston slammed the gavel again, but his voice had lost its edge. "This is a stunt. That audio is fake. You're in contempt." "It's real," Jasmine replied coolly. "Authenticated. Time-stamped. Obtained with a warrant." "So, again, who were you trying to bury this case from?" Langston's control slipped. He glanced toward the bailiff, his voice rising. "You think you can walk in here and smear me with doctor tapes? I've run this court longer than you've been playing at being a lawyer." Jasmine took a step forward. "Then maybe you can explain why a large deposit landed in an offshore account tied to your brother-in-law the day after that project was approved." She slid another document across the table, a bank record. The gallery gasped again. Langston barked. "That's inadmissible. Officer, escort her out." But Jasmine raised a hand. "That account is tied to a shell company. I have the paper trail. The transfers, the emails, every move. Langston looked at the bailiff, who hesitated, unsure. Jasmine didn't let up. You're not calling the shots anymore. The state attorney's office has all of this already. You toss me out, it only makes you look guiltier. The room buzzed as she laid it all bare. Langston's voice cracked. You've got no proof I knew any of this. Jasmine's expression didn't waver. Then let's talk about the phone call you made last week, telling the defendant to clean it up before I got too close. Her assistant stepped forward, handing over a transcript. Wiretap, signed off by Judge Torres 2 days ago. Langston's face paled. Wiretaps can be challenged. You're bluffing. Jasmine read aloud. She's getting nosy. Make it disappear. I'll handle the rest. The tension snapped. Langston lunged forward. You're twisting my words. This is a hit job. But the bailiff was already stepping back, looking toward the gallery doors. 2 men in suits entered, badges out. Judge Victor Langston, the lead investigator, announced, You're under arrest for obstruction of justice, bribery, and conspiracy. Langston stood, trying to reclaim his authority. You can't arrest me in my own courtroom. You're not above the law, the investigator replied. Step down. We'll do it for you. The defense attorney panicked, and Langston looked toward the defendant, Daniel Hargrove. Tell them this is a setup. But Hargrove stayed silent, eyes wide, sweat running down his face. Jasmine approached him. Mr. Hargrove, she said, you've got a choice. Start talking or go down with him. His voice cracked. This goes higher. Peterson. Councilman Robert G. Peterson. He's the one behind all this. Langston just cleared the way. Jasmine's jaw tightened. Where's the proof? In my office. Locked in a safe. Combos 1942 S07. She nodded to her assistant. We'll verify it. You stay put. As the investigators cuffed Langston and led him away, Jasmine turned back to her team. We've got a safe to crack and a councilman to corner. Outside, the last of the reporters chased the arrest. Inside, Jasmine's mind was already moving to the next fight. The conspiracy went deeper than anyone had guessed. And she wasn't stopping. Not now.